All right, this is M, and in today's coaching video, we are going to talk about the 3 ugly truths about dating a single mom, a single mother. So for all you guys who are even thinking about dating a single mom, you better pay attention today, okay? Right now, I'm at the top of my hotel room here. I'm on the top floor and got a great view here of the city, and looks a lot better at night, so I'm not going to do too many daytime coaching videos, but anyway, let's crack right into this, guys. So the first ugly truth about dating a single mother that you guys must know about is when you date a single mom who has a kid, you can be held financially responsible for taking care of that child. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you start dating this girl seriously and say she moves in with you, guess who else is moving in? That's right, little Joey. Little Joey's gonna move in too. And once little Joey moves into your home, guess what? You can now be held financially liable for that child, for taking care of him, for paying for his school, for paying for his food, his clothes, his books. Right? His psychological treatment, his bail, whatever trouble he gets into. You can be held financially responsible for him, okay? And a lot of guys don't think about this stuff, right? They don't think about this stuff. They might meet some cute, good-looking single mother, because, hey, let me be the first to tell you guys, there are a lot of them out there, right? There are a lot of them out there. Obviously, some clown knocked this chick up. She was cute enough to get knocked up, so she's still cute enough to date, okay? But now that you've found my channel, you know better, right? You know better not to date a single mom, especially one that has a child that is like 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, right? That is still young, where you will be paying for that kid until he turns 18 years old. That's how long you will be held responsible for him, until that child becomes an adult, until he's of age. So really think about this, okay? Really think about this. It's almost better if, and I'm not advocating you date a single mother, but it's almost better if you make sure that that kid is already in high school. Say he's like 15, 16. He's only 2 years off from basically becoming an adult. But even then, if his mother really wants to put you on the hook, she could be like, hey, this guy's my partner. I got to pay for my kid's college. You know what college tuition costs these days? It ain't cheap, baby. It ain't cheap, right? If he goes to a university, you're looking at 50 grand a semester. Every single semester. And most college degrees are worthless these days unless you're going after a professional degree, becoming a doctor, lawyer, engineer, something like that. Most college degrees are worthless. So that is the first ugly truth that nobody will ever tell you about dating a single mom, is that you can be held financially responsible for taking care of that kid until he turns 18 years old, and even beyond then. Obviously, the laws are always changing. Right now, you could stay on your parents' insurance until you turn 26 years old. Crazy, right? Crazy. Back in the day, just a few decades ago, once you became 18, you're a man, you're on your own. Nobody's out there to take care of you. These days, you could be 26 years old, still be considered a child. That's pathetic, okay? Super pathetic. But that is the first ugly truth I want you guys to be aware of, okay? Because, again, these single moms, contrary to popular belief, they are not unattractive. A lot of these girls are pretty good looking, man. So it gets tempting, right? It gets tempting, especially when you don't have the skill to pick up a girl who is equally as hot but doesn't have kids. It doesn't have children. Okay? That's what happens when you don't learn game. That's what happens when you're not in 7 months to mastery, my son. That's why you got to be in 7 months to mastery. Some guys are like, oh, it's too expensive. I don't want to pay that $1 for the first month. It's too expensive. Yeah, go start paying child support, and then you tell me how expensive my programs are. Dumbass. Let's see that. Right? Okay. Now, the second ugly truth about dating a single mother is that there is a 70 to 80% chance of that kid, especially if he's a boy, becoming a violent criminal in society. Okay? 70 to 80% chance. And these aren't my statistics. These aren't M statistics. These are the US government statistics, okay? From the US Census Bureau. And I did a coaching video on single moms previously, and actually almost every coaching video I've done about dating single moms, I've gone ahead and put those statistics in the comment section, okay? So you could see them for yourself. You could read them for yourself. They are very scary, guys. They are very, very scary. That most of these kids who come from single mother households end up becoming violent criminals. You go to any prison in the country, much less the world, and you quiz those violent criminals on the type of household they were raised in, and 9 out of 10 times, they will tell you, I was raised by a single mother, okay? The statistics do not lie. Now, am I saying all single mothers? No, of course not. Okay, so if you're a single mom and you're ready to bag on this coaching video and drop some hater comments because you raised your child well and your kid is doing good and he wasn't part of those statistics, hey, good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm very happy for you, okay? I'm not talking about you here. I'm just talking about most single moms. Just because you happen to be the anomaly out there and you escaped those really, really scary statistics, which again, good for you, right? Good for you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the bad single moms out there who neglect their children, leave them at home while they go bang the world, ride the carousel. They don't take care of their kids. I'm talking about those type of single moms, okay? That have like a new boyfriend every week. They're totally screwing up their kid's life. And this kid is going to go out there in society and start committing violent crimes, robbing people, raping people, looting businesses, doing stuff like that. These kids come from single mother households, okay? So if you hook up with a single mom and she has a kid who is male, right? You can expect this kid is going to get into a lot of trouble. So when this kid becomes a teenager, if he's not a teenager already, and you become his stepdad, God forbid, you become this kid's stepdad, you're going to have a lot of chaos in your life because you're going to have to deal with this kid picking him up at juvenile hall. You're going to have to deal with cops bringing him home. You're going to have to deal with police reports. You're going to have to deal with plaintiffs trying to sue you because this is your kid who's causing all of these problems. You're going to be on the financial hook again because this kid who's not even yours is acting out. You feel me? It's just not being financially responsible when you date a single mother and you don't weigh these factors in because all you're thinking about is like, oh, hey, ready-made family man, she's cute. I can't get a chick like this otherwise because I'm not in mastery, right? So I have to settle for this single mom and I just have to cross my fingers this kid doesn't become violent when there's a 70 to 80% chance that he will become violent, okay? And even beyond that, if this kid becomes violent and say he doesn't like you, which most children of single moms don't like the stepdad, don't like the new guy she's dating, right? That kid is going to cause havoc in your life. He's going to have it in for you, right? He's going to have it in for you. Don't be surprised this kid pops your tires in the garage, right? Your car might key it or something while you're away at work. Take your bank account information, your banking information, go to the ATM with your ATM card and withdraw money. Do all sorts of crazy shit like that because he doesn't like you and he wants to get back at his mom using you. Okay? So understand that as well. And that is the second ugly truth about dating a single mother. Okay? And the third and final ugly truth about dating a single mom. Before we go on to that, because I know I'm going to get a few of you guys asking oh, hey, the single mom that I'm dating doesn't have any sons whatsoever. She only has daughters, right? So daughters are okay because daughters don't become violent criminals. And you know what? According to the statistics from the US, our US government, you're right. these chicks who come from single mother households don't become violent criminals. But you know what they do become? According to the statistics, they become sexually active at a very young age. And not only that, they become very sexually promiscuous at a very young age. And what does that mean? That means they basically become sluts at a very young age, okay? Why? Because they have daddy issues. Because daddy is not here anymore. Daddy left. Mommy is dating some new guy that I don't know. Okay, so these girls end up growing up with daddy issues, right? And the thing about these girls who grow up with daddy issues is they become not only sexually active, sexually promiscuous, they also become drug addicts, okay? They become alcoholics. They start abusing themselves in other ways. They may not be abusing society, but they start abusing themselves. And especially when she's under 18, that is not necessarily just her problem. That is now your problem, okay? You have to help her, okay? You have to get her psychological help. You have to put her in rehab. You have to get her to close her legs. I mean, these girls end up becoming teenage moms. They get pregnant at a very young age. Some of these girls could be in like 7th, 8th grade already pregnant. It's mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing. But these chicks always come from the homes of a single mother. So just because you're dating a single mom who doesn't have any sons, doesn't have any male offspring, the fact that she has female offspring doesn't entirely make the situation that much better, okay? Because now you're dealing with her sexual promiscuity, her basically, dressing very skimpy, going to school and, just kind of like banging tons and tons of different guys, riding the carousel at a very early age that she should not be, just because she's continuing to fill that hole, that gap, right? That emptiness that her father left, right? And she's going to continue to look to fill this hole and this emptiness and this gap for the rest of her life. I've seen these girls, like they could be in their 40s, 50s, beyond, still just sleeping around with different men, trying to fill that hole, that emptiness, that gap that her father, who left her like when she was 6 years old, she's still trying to fill it like 40, 50 years later. Insane, crazy, right? Crazy. And every time she has sex with another guy, she equates that to love. See, that's why it's kind of, these chicks are screwed up in the head. She equates that to love. And I've dated girls with daddy issues, and they're exactly like this, right? So that is the second ugly truth about dating single mom. You're gonna have to deal with if you decide to go that route, okay? Which I hope you don't, right? If you're subscribed to my channel, you should know better. And if you don't listen to me and you don't heed my advice and you do it anyway, God help you, and at least you're way more well-informed than you were previously before you watched this. All right. Now, getting to the third and final reason, the third ugly truth about dating single mothers. And this should be very obvious to you based on her previous life decisions. Okay? The third ugly truth about dating single mom is that she makes horrible life choices, and especially dating choices. Okay? And you might think, so what? Well, Mr. So what? Her piss poor decisions, her bad decisions that she's made in her life, okay, are going to spill over into your life if you date her. Okay, there's an old saying, I teach self-development, as you guys know, and I tell guys, the 5 people you surround yourself with the most are going to influence who you become. Okay, and this also includes, more than anybody, is your dating partner. This is why when you date a low-value dating partner, hate to say it, a single mom, she is not going to lift you up. She's going to bring you down, okay? Because she's already proven historically that she has the propensity to make very bad, life-changing decisions, Okay, and she might say, oh, I didn't expect to be a single mom. I can't help that he left me. I tried to make it work with him. He's a jerk. He kept cheating on me. He was abusive. He would ghost me for days, and it's like, hey, what is the first lesson I teach you guys about sexual relationships, right? When it comes to males and females. Women are the choosers, okay? Women decide who they want to have sex with. Sure, us as guys, we're the ones who decide if we want to approach them or not, right? Initially, we decide, but ultimately, they choose whether or not they want to have sex with you. Make no mistake about it. So if she chooses poorly, that is on her. Because as I've always said, women are the gatekeepers to sex, not men. I mean, a woman who's not even that attractive, 4, 5 in looks, can walk out there into any venue, any bar, any restaurant, and if she offers sex, most guys will be willing to take it. They'll be like, yeah, I'll do it, right? Whereas you as a guy, you don't have that power. Even if you have male model looks, you do not possess that power. Why? Because you're not the gatekeeper to sex. Women are, okay? Women are the gatekeeper to sex. So if she chose to have sex with an irresponsible, abusive bad boy who ghosts her, who's never around, who impregnates her and takes off, guess what? That's on her. Okay, that's on her, because she could have chose, as the gatekeeper of sex, she could have chose not to have sex with that guy. Okay, she could have chose not to have sex with him, but she did. Okay, she did. So that's on her. Okay, because as men, we are not the gatekeepers to sex. She is. She could have easily said no to that alpha bad boy, like, hey, no, alpha bad boy, I know you get me all hot and heavy the way you just ghost me and you abuse me. Oh, I can't get enough of this. But I'm saying no to you. I want the beta provisioner who treats me right, who buys me flowers, who watched all the Disney movies, and is going to come home at night and treat me like the princess that I am. You could have chose that guy. Because make no mistake, guys, these single moms who are good looking, they've had those guys come along. They've had those beta provisioners come along and be like, hey, girl, I got these dozen roses for you. I'm right on time for this date. I want to take you out and wine and dine you because I love you. And I want it to be just you and me. I'm willing to give up my life out there and dedicate it to you. No, I don't want to date anybody else. I want to dedicate myself to you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. She had that guy. You know what she said? No. Right? She ghosted his ass, and she was like, alpha bad boy, come on, alpha bad boy, you get me all hot and heavy. And she spread her legs for that guy. Now she's a single mom. Okay? A person who makes those type of decisions in life, unfortunately, that's a lot of women out there who make these bad decisions, especially these days, because they are being basically mentally hijacked by feminism, by the PC mob, by The View, to think that this is the path when it's not, right? Unfortunately, a lot of these women have just been misled, by the wicked, as it says in the Bible, right? They've been misled by the wicked. And there's not a whole lot of women out there teaching them how to be like real women, just like there's not a whole lot of men out there teaching men how to be real men. So just understand, when you date a single mother, her repeated bad decision making will spill over into your life. If you're a guy who has your life together, you got your crap together, financially you're doing well, you're just constantly going up in life, your career's on the move, you're doing great things out in the world, and then you start dating a single mom, this chick is not going to lift you up. She's going to bring you down. Okay? Her bad decision making will spill over into your own life. Whether it comes to obviously financial decisions, health decisions, eating good food, eating bad food. A lot of these single moms that I've seen, they feed their kids trash. I have not seen a whole lot of single moms that will actually go in the kitchen and cook their child a proper meal, right? Cook him vegetables and not pound like sugar down his throat, or Taco Bell or McDonald's, because I see a lot of these single moms just going right through the drive-thru, right? They're not at home cooking. They're not like going to the grocery store buying vegetables. And that's another thing. Some of these single moms will be like, well, that's expensive. I can't afford it. I got a child to take care of. It's like, well, why'd you have that kid in the first place if you can't afford it? You shouldn't have. Why'd you have that kid? You can't afford it, right? Again, it's on you. It's on you. If you can't cook that kid a proper meal, it's no wonder why a lot of these kids end up like acting out at a very young age, because they're just so coked up on sugar and carbohydrates. It's like that just sends your body into a tailspin when you're a kid. You know, I know, because I had a sweet tooth back then. I was like, blah, 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 when I was a child. But you know what? I had a father who had a belt, and we were like, whoosh, knock it off. Right? And I'm like, ah, you know, and guess what? I would knock it off. My mom would not belt us though, you know, but I mean, because most mothers don't like to do that type of disciplining. You need a father for that, right? And it's different when it comes from a stepfather. When it comes from a stepfather, you're gonna be like, hey, don't touch me. Who do you think you are? I'm calling the cops. But when it comes from your own father, like dad, yeah, you can't roll like that. You know, my dad was like James Evans. You guys ever watch Good Times from the 70s? He was like James Evans. He's pretty, you know, back then he was pretty like intimidating and scary and had this big giant belt and was a pretty big guy. Me and my brothers and sisters would always stay in line, right? Whereas these single mothers, they don't have that because the dad is gone, right? And she's trying to replace him with you. So just understand, because she makes bad decisions in life, that will spill over into your life. Again, the people you surround yourself with the most, the 5 people you surround yourself the most, will have the most influence on you. And you might think, oh, no one's influenced me, I'm alpha. You know, but just little things here and there. You know, it's funny in relationships, your lizard brain will tend to think like, oh, the second she's like, I'm gonna buy this expensive ass car, I'm gonna put my foot down and say, no way, woman, and hold my ground. But it's not gonna be those big decisions where she gets you. It's gonna be those very, very tiny decisions, right? It's going to be these very, very subconscious decisions she makes that are going to slowly poison drip you from being an alpha into being a beta, right? So say you're going to go for food, you might be like, oh man, I'm eating whole foods today, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to have my spinach, my steak, and then she's like, no baby, you had that yesterday, can't we just go and get a pizza today? Let's just have a pizza, you know, you only live once, YOLO, you only live once. Just have a pizza today, baby. You could have that spinach and steak and eggs tomorrow. You know, I've had girls try to do that on me. But a lot of guys will be like, yeah, you know, I deserve a pizza. Let's go get that pizza. Next thing you know, you're eating pizza 5 days a week, going to Whole Foods maybe once a week, and all of a sudden, fast forward a few months later, you're not going to Whole Foods at all. You're just eating pizza, nachos, burritos, and garbage every single day. Okay? It all started back with those tiny little decisions she started influencing you on. These are things you gotta watch for, guys. These are things you gotta watch for. The reason I bring that up is because I've had girls try to test me on that, and they're not even single moms. They're just like, baby, really again, steak and eggs and spinach? You had that yesterday. And I'm like, and you know what? I'm having it again today. And I always tell a girl, if you wanna eat something else, you can eat that, right? I could go get my spinach, steak and eggs, and you could go get what you want, and then we'll just go sit somewhere and we'll eat it together. So it'll be like the dining experience, right? But I'm not gonna go eat pizza right now. You know, it's 9 in the morning. I ain't eating pizza, right? Some of these girls are like 22. I'm like, yeah, maybe you could get away with that for now. I always tell a girl, for now, you can't get away with that later. Don't try to influence me, I'm twice your age, to eat that shit when I was doing that when I was 22. I'm not going back to that. Anyway, those are my 3 ugly truths about dating a single mom that you should not ignore. So for you guys who are in this situation and you're thinking it's a great idea to date a single mom because all your favorite feminist vloggers are telling you that it's a great idea and they keep cookies in their cupboards and they have hot chocolate and ketchup and candy and, you know, birthday cake flavored protein bars ready to go for you. You know what? No. Okay? No. Watch your ass, fellas. Watch your ass. So those are my 3 ugly truths about dating single mothers. Never forget them. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. okay? Make sure you hit it real hard. Smash that like button below. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, guys. Helps me out a ton. And share my coaching videos with other like-minded friends of yours. Obviously, do not share these coaching videos on feminist blog sites and dumb shit like that. That is going to just not help us, right? Instead, share them with other like-minded red pill friends of yours where we can really start to grow this movement even more than we are right now, and really change the world. I mean, that's what we're here to do, guys. We're here to change the world. So help me do that by subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. The hottest and most gorgeous and most beautiful looking women out there, okay? I teach you how to go out there, walk up to these girls. I tell you exactly what to say, exactly what to do, so you can start bringing these very attractive, high value, high caliber women into your own life, just as I have and just as my students have, and just as we're doing every single week. Even with all this craziness going on, right? You guys follow me on Instagram. We have not stopped gaming. We are still going out there and still making things happen, okay? So, if you want to get in 7 Months to Mastery, it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So please take advantage of it while you still can. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. All right, look at my view, guys. Woo! I'm at the top over here of my hotel room. I'm on the top floor, I should say. Great view. It's very refreshing to wake up to this. So, until next time.